Hey everyone, wow that's garbage. NASCAR Pro Series driver for Roush Fenway Racing. First off, I just want to thank everyone for what they've been doing. Roush for selecting me and believing in my ability. 704 for Miami and the Pro Series and the World Challenges. It's all been very cool. Which brings me to why I'm here. Since these challenges and everything have been going on, a lot of people have been asking a ton of questions. So I kind of want to go through and hopefully cover the biggest part of what everybody's asked in the next round of videos. So if you like what you see, if you find it helpful in any sort of way, be sure to share and subscribe. So I guess we'll start it off with tires. As most of you guys know, the higher your PSI, the more speed you'll carry on straightaways, but the more prone to sudden loss of grip you are. The lower the PSI, you carry a little less speed on the straightaways, but you get a little more consistent grip. So some of the basics of adjusting them are you come up on the left sides to tighten the car through the corner. You come down on the right sides to tighten the car through the corner, vice versa. Come up on the rights to loosen it, down on the lefts to loosen it. Anytime you're adjusting your tire pressures, you want to tune to the middle temperature. If you look at my temperatures there, you see on the rear left, for example, 188, 184, 180. So when you're making adjustments to your tires, if you watch that center temp, that's your contact patch in the tire. So that'll tell you whether you're overinflated, underinflated, what some of your problems might be, might not be. So as long as you're not doing what I refer to as burning a bead in the tire, which is overinflating the tire, like you see on my right sides, like for example 195 in the center of the rear right, that wouldn't be good for long runs. You're burning up the center of the tire, the contact patch of the tire, so you're going to lose grip over the long run. For hot lap cars and for hot lap cars, generally you can run higher PSI on the right sides, upwards of 50. Most of the time on the left sides, we keep them between 26 and 28 for the most part. Right sides for long runs, around 31 to 40-ish roughly. But obviously for hot laps and stuff like that, it doesn't matter. So when you adjust your tires, some tracks you can stagger the tires. Mostly we try to keep them even front to rear, left to right. So 27 both left sides, 50 both right sides, something like that. But for tracks like Phoenix or Texas and a couple other random tracks, it's okay to stagger the tires. But when you go to staggering the tires, that's when you got to pay attention to your center temperature and how high or low you have your PSI. Some of the more in-depth adjustments for tire pressures would be like the front right would be more for response, center to entry, going up on it, give it more of a nimble kind of feel, coming down on it, make it feel more sunk in the track, but it give you more bite, early center. Right sides, rear right, is more for when you're getting on the throttle through the center of the corners. It's not so much for steady state, doesn't really seem to affect it a whole lot as far as that goes. It just seems to be more for center, and when you're getting back on the gas going up on it, it'll loosen you, down on it, it'll tighten you up. On the front left seems to be more for center to exit. So tracks like Martinsville, Richmond, tracks that are known for having that snap coming off the corners, a lot of times you can come up on the front left, and over the course of 3 or 4 laps or whatever, the car will start to snug up and you can somewhat get it around the track, no problem. Rear left, coming down on that to an extent seems to loosen you up going into the corner, but if you're too far down, it'll have kind of the opposite effect coming off the corner. It'll tend to kind of tighten it up or make it feel squishy. I don't know, it's kind of weird to explain. Coming up on it will tighten you going into the corners. Just keep in mind, the higher your PSIs, the more prone you're going to be to a sudden loss of grip through the long run. So that, in combination with your weights, is some of the most important factors of the long run, which I'll get into the next video. That's all I've got for this one. Hopefully some of that helped. Catch you in the next one. Thank you.